Hi everyone, I'm Kirsten Heim. Thank you for joining me for your January 27th ACL Weekly update. As of Monday, January 25th, Joe Daviess County moved into Phase 4 of the Restore Illinois COVID-19 plan. The association office is still operating by appointment only. Making an appointment is quick and easy. Just visit www.applecanyonlake.org/Q1 guidelines and pick a time and date that works best for you. If you are having trouble making an appointment, a new video tutorial has been recently added to the Q1 Guideline webpage. Though the clubhouse remains closed to the public, board and committee meetings may meet in person. Keep in mind face masks and social distancing are still required at all ACL buildings and facilities. The Pro Shop is now operating at 50% capacity for indoor dining. Limited bar seating is now available. Bar stools will be placed and must remain 6 feet apart. Guests will also be required to wear a face covering inside the Pro Shop until seated at your table, and when getting up to use the restroom or pay. If you want to enjoy your meal and drink in the comfort of your own home, the Pro Shop is now able to sell packaged alcoholic beverages to be enjoyed off-premises. Build your own six-pack or take home your favorite bottle of wine. They can even whip up a cocktail of your choice in a made-to-go mason jar. So call the number below and unwind with dinner and a cocktail from the Pro Shop this weekend. And now I would like to introduce Sean Nordley, our General Manager, with the GM update.
Hello, this is Sean Nordley, General Manager here at Apple Canyon Lake. This week with the voting of the documents, I just want to go over a couple things. Last week I talked about how to vote and where to look for the documents if you have questions. I've got some people that are emailing and calling me also if they have questions about those documents. And if you are not quite sure yet on how you want to vote or questions about those documents, please contact me. I'm happy to talk to you about them, explain the changes, explain why something was changed. So you can email me, sean.nordley@applecanyonlake.org, or give me a call in the office. So happy to help anybody that's still a little confused on those documents or has some questions about them. As of this week, we're now in Phase 4 for the COVID restrictions for our region. Similar to last week when we were in Tier 1, now Phase 4 is basically where we were last summer. So groups can be up to 50, and at the dining room or the Pro Shop, we can now seat up to 10 people at a table. We can have bar stools as long as they're 6 feet apart, and we can seat as many people in the Pro Shop as long as there's 6 feet between the tables. So last week we were at 25 people capacity. Now we're going to have a couple of more tables, so it's not a lot more just because of the size of that building, but we will be able to seat a few more people in there. But of course, social distancing will be practiced and all tables will be at least 6 feet apart. And then the last thing I want to talk about is fishing, something fun, something that everybody's looking forward to, either ice fishing or getting back out on the lake once it warms up. But starting in February, the fish surveys from 2020 will be in the Apple Core. And we do 2 surveys a year. We do one in the spring in May typically, and then one in the fall in October. And what these are is with our lake consultant, Joe Rush. We have a group that goes out. And what we do is we go out there and we do a fish shocking. And what it does is it shocks the fish enough that they come up to the top of the water. Then we net those fish and we then weigh them and measure them. So we have a good idea of how our fish habitat is out there and how the fishery is. And from these reports, it'll tell you how we're looking out there. And last year was a great year for the fishery. The largemouth bass are growing bigger, whereas before we were at about a 13 or 14 inch bass about 3-4 years ago. Now we're getting the 16, 17, 18 inch bass, and they're fat, so that means they're healthy. The crappie fishery is coming on strong. This past fall, we had a bunch of small crappie in the 2 to 4 to 5 inch range, which means that crappie fishery is going to be strong for the next few years. We're seeing some smallmouth bass. Now we've been stocking those the last couple of years, but we're seeing a couple of different classes of those. So that's good. The smallmouth bass fishery is starting to grow again. Walleye are growing. They look great. In the fall survey, we got quite a few walleye, so that's looking good. And then the bluegills are always important out here. We want the bigger bluegills. The spring survey was a little late due to COVID. We actually did it in June this year, so they were starting to move off the beds at that time. So we didn't get a great sampling of the big bluegill, but we still saw quite a few bluegills. So we're encouraged by that. And of course, we do have the new limits on bluegill where we don't want you to take over 8 inches to help save the bluegill and help that fishery. So read those articles when they're in the Apple Corps. It's good information. If you have any questions, please call me or email me. I'm happy to explain it to you. Or if anybody wants a hard copy of those reports, I'm happy to give that to you too. Just let me know and I'll have them at the office for you. Thank you and have a good day.
As you have heard in previous weeks, ballots and voting instructions for the proposed changes to the declaration and bylaws have been sent. The Legal Commission would like all members to submit votes by next Friday, February 5th. Made simple versions of both documents will be published in the February Apple Corps for your review. As always, these documents can also be viewed online at applecanyonlake.org/townhall. If you have already voted, please consider sharing our I Voted sticker to your Facebook profile. To display the I Voted sticker on your profile, visit our Facebook page at Apple Canyon Lake, then find the post and share it to your profile to remind and encourage your ACL friends and neighbors to cast their vote on the ACL amended and restated declaration and bylaws. Unfortunately, due to the snow accumulation we received last Sunday, Coffee Hour with That One Place was canceled. As we look forward to offering more coffee hours throughout the year, stay up to date with all the latest news by following us on Facebook, reading the weekly Appleseed or monthly Apple Corps, and by tuning in here with me for your ACL Weekly update. As we look ahead to spring and summer, we wanted to take a minute to remind our members of a piece of important safety equipment that is required on all vessels in the state of Illinois. All vessels must have one U.S. Coast Guard approved wearable flotation device, sometimes called a life jacket, for each person on board or being towed. Illinois boater law states that anyone on board while the vessel is moving ages 13 or under must be in a life jacket. Before boating season ramps back up, we encourage you to check that your vessel has all the safety equipment that is required for a safe and fun boating season. If you enjoy the ACL Weekly Update and find its content informative, click the subscribe button below. This has been your ACL Weekly Update. Thank you for joining me, and we'll catch up next week.